Hey guys, we're here back at ICS Live, and I have Nelly Fagani and Elise there with me. We had a blast this meeting. We were all very interested in pelvic pain, and we actually had like 3 very, very interesting sessions. We started with a roundtable on how to diagnose the pelvic pain. It was a roundtable about turning stones and looking for a cause of pelvic pain. Then we narrowed it down to neurological causes of pain. And then we had a patient session with the Endometriosis Network of Canada together. So with patient interaction and seeing and understanding more about people with lived experiences and learning so much from each other, right?
Yeah, and we had also a very interesting podium session with lots of really interesting sessions on pain as well.
Yeah. The very
really
great
good
research coming out.
Yeah, it's been a great few days.
Yeah. So what was your favorite part, Nelly?
Okay, so I'm a bit biased as a physiotherapist. We had the physiotherapy forum yesterday, so we had people from all over, got to meet some old friends, make some new friends, had some excellent presentations yesterday. That's always a very special part, but I really enjoyed our session on the first day. I think that was like one of the first roundtables to go.
Yeah, it was
Learned a
roundtable
lot.
1.
Yes.
What disciplines did we have? We had physio, neuropelvology, gynecology, urology,
Hip surgery.
neurology.
Yeah, we had anesthesiology, but talking about pain, right?
Yeah, and our neurologist is also a pain
Yes,
management specialist. We had neurosurgery, talking
Yeah.
about Tarlov cyst, Rudy Schroed. So it was really special.
Yeah, truly a multidisciplinary approach.
Yeah, which is how you have to treat pain, right?
Oh yeah. So it's just too much for one of us to handle. I always say that the pelvis is such a complex box because it connects 2 compartments of the body, right? So we have all those systems passing through, and specialization has unfortunately narrowed our ability to see beyond the system we specialize at. So and having all these views put together, I think it's just enlightening for everybody.
So in 2022, we did sort of a basic organ-based pain workshop. And then this year, people had given the feedback that they wanted more advanced. And so what we did with the roundtable is we looked at those special cases, like when you have someone who needs physiotherapy but who has obstacles based on a trauma history or other
I think our roundtable was also a great reminder that we need to look at the person as a whole, right? That true biopsychosocial, and just looking at what experiences they've had in the past, because it could impact their response to treatment today. Right?
Yeah.
And then we really drilled down on the workshop.
Yeah. No, the workshop was very deep into nerves. I think all aspects of neurological pain, right? So.
Hip exam.
And hip exam and so on. So entrapments at the level of the spine, the hip, the pelvis, so all sorts of nerve entrapments. Then from there, a more neuropathic pain approach with small fiber neuropathy and central and peripheral sensitization, and the nociplastic pain examples that we saw, and all the management strategies, like the what everybody brought to that table was amazing, and the whole audience engagement and everybody contributing, it was so good.
I think I love the fact that these sessions are filmed too, because I could see the audience was starting to look overwhelmed during the sort of quick pass through the hip specifics, which is something really not a lot of us think about a lot, unfortunately. But since they're filmed, we can all go back and look at them again.
Yeah, that's a very good point. That's a very good point, because it can be overwhelming with the amount of information, right?
Right.
Yeah. I think what was also special with the patient education that we did, we got to hear the stories of 3 different patients and their lived experience of endometriosis, which was very touching and real. Well, yeah, it's a great reminder to us, like how difficult it is for them to maneuver the systems and their experiences. Yeah,
it was impactful because I mean, your patients often will try to make you feel good, right? But I felt like that session was just a little more honest because it was for the group.
Yeah,
and so I feel like I understand my patients well, but I got a little further
Yeah.
yesterday. It was really special.
That was really,
Yeah, it allows us to put into context everything that we study, right?
yeah.
It's, yeah, it just, we end up seeing everything in a biological, psychological, sociological way, but not into a personal way, right? Yeah. So.
And we rarely have the opportunity to do a patient session associated with ICS. I think maybe 15 years ago there was one, but not recently. It was really neat.
Yeah. I think the last one we had was in Rio, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in 2014. It was one on incontinence with the patient representatives, and then I don't remember any other one.
I think prior to that, in 2010, when it was a joint ICS-IUGA session here in Toronto, there was also on incontinence a patient day, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Well,
Well-
but we definitely need to look into ways of making that grow, because it is an eye opener.
I mean, for me, the thing about ICS is the multidisciplinary nature is my favorite thing, and also it just leads to all this creativity. I mean, there's so many concepts that we've had, and we've sort of like been empowered to follow what we want to do in an academic and educational manner. So
What has been your favorite part this year?
I think adding disciplines and really exploring the multidisciplinary, and also I had my trainees here, and so my fellow in particular had never seen a multidisciplinary meeting, and she said it just felt so inclusive.
Yeah.
And her mind opened up. She went to a workshop on correcting the posterior compartment as well as anterior prolapse and vault prolapse all together. So it was a combined colorectal and urogyne workshop led by Shannon Wallace. She got a lot out of it, and so did Phil Barron too. He also had attended that.
Yeah, there have been some great workshops this year.
Yeah, I think the ICS shows us the power of diversity, right? Because it's people from all educational backgrounds, cultural backgrounds, from all part of the world, and patients and healthcare providers and bioengineers and
researchers, all of it.
and everybody inputting it here. It's just so beautiful.
I think the intellectual side is great, Ms. Helio, but for me, taking care of people with complex problems can be, we all have our own part of our practice, so there aren't too many of us in our own practice, but we come together and then we meet everybody else who takes care of the same patient population. So you learn, but it's also sustaining.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Yeah, because sometimes we can feel lonely, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just sharing, like the ability to share our difficulties with such a diverse group of people is amazing.
And sharing the passion as well, not just the
Exactly.
difficulties.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been nice working with you this year, Nellie.
Likewise, it's been fabulous. I've had a great time.
Great. Well, till next year. Looking forward to Madrid.
Yes, very much so. Looking
Yeah,
forward to
hope to see you all and many more people there with us.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How do we do, Roger?